book of Jeremiah, chapter 22, verse 18 and 19. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning Jehoiakim, the son of Hosea, king of Judah. They shall not lament for him, saying, Ah, my brother, or Ah, sister. They shall not lament for him, saying, Ah, Lord, or Ah, his glory.
So no one's going to mourn for him or miss him when he's gone.
He shall be buried with the burial of an ass.
Wait, he should be buried with a...
He shall be buried with the burial of an ass, drawn and cast forth beyond the gates of Jerusalem.
And how do they bury an ass when you bring out Jeremiah 36:30 again? So how do they bury an ass? According to Jeremiah chapter 36, verse 30. Therefore thus says the Lord of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, he shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out in the day to the heat, and in the night of the frost. So they're going to cast his body out outside the city gates and let it rot.
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahawah and the name of his son, Yahawah. My name is Yakanan Maccabeus.
And this is Mikael.
And today's lesson is, Yahawah's word shall not return void.
That's right.
And what we're going to do is we're going to go through this Bible today, and we're going to show you through the precepts that whatever the Most High Yahawah says will not go out in vain or return void. We'd like to start off in the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. Book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And it reads, And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And we're going to go through this Bible, and we're going to show you the truth of this Bible and show you that the Most High's words will not go out void, and they shall not return void. From there, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 10.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 10. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, and there a little.
So we're going to go precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, and there a little. And we're going to prove to you that it is so. Most High Yahawah's words shall not return void. From there, we're going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 36. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 36. And it came to pass in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Hosea, king of Judah, that this word came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Take thee a roll of a book, and write therein all the words that I have spoken unto thee against Israel.
Some of the words.
Take thee a roll of a book, and write therein all the words that I have spoken unto thee against Israel, and against Judah, and against all the nations, from the day I spake unto thee, from the days of Hosea, even unto this day.
Salaki, so being in the Most High, we got to bring out all the words of the Most High. We just can't bring out the good parts of the Bible. We got to bring out the whole Bible, the good and the bad.
That's right.
Like Prophet Most High told Prophet Ezekiel to eat the whole roll and bring your word out to his people. And that's what we're doing today, bring out the whole Bible.
That's right. Verse 3. It may be that the house of Judah will hear all the evil which I purpose to do unto them, that they may return every man from his evil way, that I may forgive their iniquity and their sin.
So that's why we bring out the whole words of the Most High to hopefully bring you into repentance.
Verse 4. Then Nehemiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah, and Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord which he had spoken unto him upon a roll of a book.
Okay.
Verse 5. And Jeremiah commanded Baruch, saying, I am shut up. I cannot go into the house of the Lord.
So Jeremiah said, he is shut up. He is not welcome in the house of the Lord. That's the same with a lot of the men of the Lord today. We're shut out from these so-called houses of God because they don't want to hear the truth. That's why a lot of us are forced to go out the streets on the Shabbat to bring the word out instead of these so-called houses of the Lord. That's why Yahawah said in the New Testament, when 2 or 3 come in my name, I shall be in the midst. So we bring the church to the streets. It's the church these so-called houses of the Most High don't want us.
That's right. Verse 6. Therefore go thou and read in the roll which thou hast written from my mouth the words of the Lord in the ears of the people in the Lord's house upon the fasting day. And also thou shalt read them in the ears of all Judah that come out of their cities. Verse 7. It may be they will present their supplication before the Lord, and will return every one from his evil way, for great is the anger and the fury that the Lord hath pronounced against the people.
That's why Yahawah says in Matthew 13, he who has an ear, let him hear. So we bring the word out to people that have an ear to receive this truth. We're only looking for the elect. We're out there bringing the word to us.
That's right.
The word is not for everybody.
That's right. The sheep don't hear the voice. Verse 8. And Baruch the son of Neriah did according to all that Jeremiah the prophet commanded him, reading in the book the words of the Lord in the Lord's house.
Okay.
Verse 9. And it came to pass in the 5th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Hosea, king of Judah, in the 9th month, that they proclaimed a fast before the Lord to all the people in Jerusalem, and to all the people that came from the cities of Judah unto Jerusalem. Verse 10. Then read Baruch in the book the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Lord, in the chamber of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, the scribe, in the higher court, at the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house, in the ears of all the people.
So Baruch brought out the word in the midst of all the people.
Verse 11. When Micaiah, the son of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, had heard out of the book of all the words of the Lord.
What they did?
Then, verse 12, then he went down into the king's house, into the scribe's chambers, and lo, all the princes sat there, even Elishama the scribe, and Daliah the son of Shemaiah, and Elnathan the son of Akbar, and Gemariah the son of Shaphan, and Zedekiah the son of Hananiah, and all the princes. Verse 13. Then Micaiah declared unto them all the words that he had heard, when Baruch read the book in the ears of the people.
Okay.
Therefore all the princes sent Jehudi, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Shelemiah, the son of Cushi, unto Baruch, saying, Take in thine hand the roll wherein thou hast read in the ears of the people, and come to Baruch, the son of Neriah, took the roll in his hand, and came unto them.
And Salakia, just notice that Baruch, he read the book in front of the people. He didn't just read a couple paragraphs, then give a 20-minute feel-good message. He read the words of the Lord. That's what we're supposed to do today. Speak the words of Yahawah.
That's
not,
right.
Not from our heart.
If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. Verse 15. And they said unto him, Sit down now and read it in our ears. So Baruch read it in their ears.
See, you read. That's what Christ did too. In Luke 4, he took the scroll and read on the Sabbath day. So that's what we're supposed to do. Read. Not talk, less talking and more reading.
That's right.
Decrease so Yahawah can increase.
That's right. Verse 16. Now it came to pass, when they had heard all the words, they were afraid both one and other, and said unto Baruch, we will surely tell the king of all these words.
So the princes and rulers are going to bring the robe that goes on to the king now, so he can hear these words.
Verse 17. And they asked Baruch, saying, tell us now, how dost thou write all these words at his mouth?
So how did he write all these words at his mouth?
Verse 18. Then Baruch answered them, he pronounced all these words unto me with his mouth, and I wrote them with ink in the book.
They're talking about Jeremiah. Where Most High gave Jeremiah the words, and Jeremiah gave the words to Baruch to put down in the book, because Baruch was a scribe.
Verse 19. Then said the princes unto Baruch, go hide thee, thou and Jeremiah, and let no man know where you be.
Ain't it funny how people today hate you when they bring out the words in the Most High? Well, this happened to Jeremiah and Baruch also. They was bringing out the words in the Most High, and they had to hide because people hate the truth, unfortunately. No new thing under the sun.
That's right. Verse 20. And they went into the king, into the court, but they laid up the roll in the chambers of Elishama the scribe, and told all the words in the ears of the king.
Okay.
Verse 21. So the king sent Jehudi to fetch the roll, and he took it out of Elishama the scribe's chamber, and Jehudi read it in the ears of the king, and in the ears of the princes which stood beside the king. Verse 22. Now the king sat in the winter house in the 9th month, and there was a fire on the hearth burning before him. Verse 23. And it came to pass that when Jehudi had read 3 or 4 leaves, he cut it with the penknife and cast it into the fire.
Wait, read that again.
And it came to pass that when Jehudi had read 3 or 4 leaves, he cut it with a penknife and cast it into the fire that was on the hearth, until all the roll was consumed in the fire that was on the hearth.
Slack it. So when the book was being read before the king, before he could even finish, he only read a few sections. The king was mad and cut the book up and burned it. That's what people do today. They don't let you bring out the word. They like to interrupt you and cut you and talk about what's on their heart instead of thus says the Lord.
Or this is what I believe, or this is how I feel.
I don't care what's in the Bible, this is how I feel.
That's right, because the heart above all things is deceitful. And you got to remember that your thoughts are your thoughts and not the Most High's thoughts.
So let's see what happens to the king for doing this, for being wicked and trying to ignore the words of the Most High, disrespect the words of the Most High.
Verse 24. Yet they were not afraid, nor rent their garments, neither the king nor any of his servants that heard all these words.
No fear of the Most High at all. They didn't humble themselves at all.
Verse 25. Nevertheless, Elnathan and Delahiah and Jemariah had made intercession to the king that he would not burn the roll, but he would not hear them.
He would not hear them.
Verse 26. But the king commanded Jerahmeel, the son of Hamelech, and Sariah, the son of Azriel, and Shelemiah, the son of Abdil, to take Baruch the scribe and Jeremiah the prophet, but the Lord hid them. Verse 27. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah after the king had burned the roll, and the words which Baruch wrote at the mouth of Jeremiah, saying,
all right.
Take thee again another roll.
So take another roll. So the king, Joe can destroy one roll, but Most High has some more for him, so take another roll.
Take thee another roll, and write in it all the former words that were in the first roll, which Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, had burned.
The Most High's word will not come void, will not return void.
Verse 29. And thou shalt say to Jehoiakim, king of Judah, thus saith the Lord, thou hast burned this roll, saying, why hast thou written therein, saying, the king of Babylon shall certainly come and destroy this land, and shall cause to cease from thence man and beast. Verse 30. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of Jehoiakim, king of Judah.
Thus says Yahawah.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord of Jehoiakim, king of Judah. He shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out in the day to the heat, and in the night to the frost.
Wow, so he's going to no inheritance or no one to sit on his throne and his dead body. The king of Judah shall be thrown, cast out to the heat, and in the night of the frost. Now, when you're a king or in a royal position, you're supposed to have a state funeral or a royal burial. But because King Jehoiakim was wicked and despised the word of the Most High, he's going to have a burial of an ass, which we'll bring out later.
Verse 31. And I will punish him and his seed and his servants for their iniquity. And I will bring upon them and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem and upon the men of Judah and the evil that I have pronounced against them, but they hearkened not. Verse 32. Then took Jeremiah another roll and gave it to Baruch the scribe, the son of Neriah, who wrote therein from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Jehoiakim, king of Judah, had burned in the fire. And there were added besides unto them many like words.
Wow, so read that again, part where they added.
Then took Jeremiah another roll and gave it to Baruch, the scribe, the son of Neriah, who wrote therein from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Jehoiakim, king of Judah, had burned in the fire. And there were added besides unto them many like words.
Wow, so instead of hearing the words of the Most High, taking heed and humbling himself and repenting, he rejected the Most High, so the Most High added punishments and judgments to Jehoiakim for being wicked. So he needed, so it's important to take heed to the word when a real man of the Lord brings the word to you to try to help you, to try to improve and correct your walk with the Most High.
That's right.
You should be grateful.
Take it as correction. You know, the wise gonna hear and they're gonna listen.
They bring out Isaiah 55:11. Isaiah chapter 55 verse 11 says, So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. This is the Most High talking. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I send it. So the word of the Most High will not go out void.
Not at all.
You can take it to the bank.
You better take it to the bank.
If it says sinners are going to go to the lake of fire, you're not keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, and having faith in the Hamashiach, you're going to go into the lake of fire, whether you believe the word or not.
You can bet your sweet keister. From there, we're going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 22, verse 18 and 19.
All right.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 22, verse 18 and 19. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning Jehoiakim, the son of Hosea, king of Judah. They shall not lament for him, saying, Ah, my brother, or Ah, sister. They shall not lament for him, saying, Ah, Lord, or Ah, his glory.
So no one's going to mourn for him or miss him when he's gone.
He shall be buried with the burial of an ass.
Wait, he should be buried with a...
He shall be buried with the burial of an ass, drawn and cast forth beyond the gates of Jerusalem.
And how do they bury an ass? Let me bring out Jeremiah 36:30 again. So how do they bury an ass? According to Jeremiah chapter 36, verse 30. Therefore thus says the Lord of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, he shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out in the day to the heat, and in the night of the frost. So they're going to cast his body out outside the city gates and let it rot. That's how you bury an ass. That's the burial that King Jehoiakim.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 22, verse 21 to 30.
Okay.
I spake unto thee in thy prosperity, but thou saidest, I will not hear.
I will not what?
I will not hear. This hath been thy manner from thy youth, that thou obeyedest not my voice. The wind shall eat up all thy pastures and thy lovers shall go into captivity. Surely then shalt thou be ashamed and confounded for all thy wickedness.
I love it. So it says the wind shall eat up all thy pastors. And there's a lot of wicked ass pastors out there that need to be ate up and taken away out of here.
And that's right, there's a lot of people been on these corners since the people have been hearing them since their youth. And we bringing it out daily and weekly, and it's Israelites all throughout the country right now, and they bringing it out. And you're not listening.
Right.
It's time to wake up.
And people are holding the pastor's word over the word in the Most High.
That's right.
The pastor believes in crap like me and you do. There's nothing special. They can't give you salvation. Only the word of the Most High can.
Or they running with a couple verses instead of going by the precepts and not getting the proper understanding and sticking with it.
The Bible says the blind that follow the blind, they both shall fall into the ditch.
That's right. Verse 23. O inhabitant of Lebanon, that makest thy nest in the cedars, how gracious shalt thou be when pangs come upon thee, the pain as of a woman in travail.
Okay.
As I live, saith the Lord, through Coniah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, where the signet upon my right hand, yet will I pluck thee thence.
Okay.
And I will give thee into the hand of them that seek thy life, and into the hand of them whose face thou fearest, even into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of the Chaldeans.
Slacky, and after King Nebuchadnezzar came into Jerusalem and disposed of King Jehoiakim, he put Jeconiah to reign instead, but because Jeconiah was wicked also, the Most High only allowed Jeconiah to rule for only 3 months and 10 days. And he took the kingdom from him and gave it to his brother, gave it to his uncle, King Zedekiah then.
And they was given into the hands of the people who were seeking their life, just like today. We're given to the hands of the people who seek our life. These police officers are killing us, and nobody's being held accountable for these things. And that's because we are continuing in the same wickedness after hearing these words that the true prophets of the Lord are speaking to you day in and day out. But you won't listen.
That's right.
Verse 26, and I will cast thee out, and thy mother that bare thee into another country, where ye were not born, and there shall ye die. But to the land whereunto they desired to return, thither shall they not return.
Okay.
Is this man Coniah a despised broken idol? Is he a vessel wherein is no pleasure? Wherefore are they cast out, he and his seed, and are cast into a land which they know not. O earth, hear the word of the Lord. O earth, hear the word of the Lord.
That's right.
Thus saith the Lord, write ye this man childless, a man that shall not prosper in his days, for no man of his seed shall prosper sitting upon the throne of David and ruling anymore in Judah.
So the Most High had to remove him and his prosperity from ever ruling, being the king of Judah ever again. Thus says Yahawah.
From there, we're going to go to the book of 2 Kings, chapter 24, and we're going to start at verse 1. The book of 2 Kings, chapter 24, verse 1. The book of 2 Kings, chapter 24, verse 1. In his days, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up, and Jehoiakim became his servant 3 years. Then he turned and rebelled against him.
So King Jehoiakim had to pay tribute to King Nebuchadnezzar for 3 years, and to keep the peace between Judah and Babylon.
The book of 2 Kings chapter 24, verse 3 through 6. Surely at the commandment of the Lord came this upon Judah, to remove them out of his sight, for the sins of Manasseh, according to all that he did.
Okay.
Verse 4, and also for the innocent blood that he shed, For he filled Jerusalem with innocent blood, which the Lord would not pardon.
And we know in Proverbs chapter 6, shedding of innocent blood is one of the 6 things that the Most High hates. Killing without a cause.
That's right. Verse 5. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoiakim and all that he did, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Judah? Verse 6. So Jehoiakim slept with his fathers, and Jehoiakim his son, Jehoiachin his son, reigned in his stead.
Okay, come. Next, we're going to bring out the book of Josephus, Antiquity of the Jews, and get the historical account of how King Jehoiakim died at the hands of the Babylonians. We're going to show you the judgment that the Most High brought on King Jehoiakim from a historical standpoint of Josephus. Very meticulous Hebrew Israelite historian. This is Josephus, book 10, chapter 6, section 3, Antiquity of the Jews.
Bring it out.
It says, Now a little time afterwards, the king of Babylon made an expedition against Jehoiakim, whom he received into the city. And this out of fear of the foregoing predictions of this prophet, and supposing that he should suffer nothing that was terrible, because he neither shut the gates nor fought against him. So when Nebuchadnezzar came to Jerusalem, he was mad, wondering why Jehoiakim quit paying him tribute, because Jehoiakim broke his treaty with him. Jehoiakim let Nebuchadnezzar hit the city peacefully, hoping that Nebuchadnezzar would come in peace. We're going to show you what happens. Yet when he was coming to the city, he, Nebuchadnezzar, did not observe the covenants which he had made, but he slew such as were in the flower of their age, and such as were the greatest dignity, together with their king Jehoiakim, who he commanded to be thrown before the walls, without any burial, and made his son Jehoiakim king of the country and of the city. So I'll read that again. When Nebuchadnezzar came in, he slew those which were in the flower of their age, such as were the greatest dignities, and together with their king Jehoiakim, which he commanded to be thrown before the walls without any burial. So that lines up with the Bible that Jehoiakim had the burial of Anaskas. King Nebuchadnezzar wouldn't allow anybody to bury him, and nobody in Judah felt sorry for him either.
Just sit there like doodle on the street. Just sit there and stink.
Right.
Everybody had to walk past and witness his body rot as an example of how he should have listened to the Most High's words.
Yeah, you bring judgment on yourself when you ignore the Most High.
That's right.
And you wonder why your life is so tough and frustrating.
That's right.
He also took the principal persons in dignity for captives, 3,000 in number, and led them away to Babylon, among whom was the prophet Ezekiel, who was then but young. And this was the end of King Jehoiakim, when he had lived 36 years, and of them reigned 11. When Jehoiakim succeeded him in the kingdom, his mother's name was Nehushta. She was a citizen of Jerusalem. He reigned 3 months and 10 days.
From there, we're going to go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9. The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abominations.
All right, bring that out again.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abominations.
So if you are reject hearing the word of the Most High, then why should the Most High take time to hear what you got to say to him?
That's right.
It goes both ways. We got to receive what the Most High has put in the word for us.
That's
and
right.
in return, he'll hear our prayers.
That's right. Next, we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 18 through 20. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, 18 through 20.
Okay.
Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord our God, to go and serve the gods of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. And it come to pass, when he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of mine heart, to add drunkenness to thirst.
Constantly, we hear the words of the Most High. We trying to tell you to keep the Sabbath. Quit eating pork or shrimp or lobster. Quit going to Sunday churches.
Stop dating these strange women.
Right. You bless yourself. Say, Most High understands my heart. I'm good with the Most High. Me and Most High have a relationship. What happens to them?
Verse 20. The Lord will not spare him.
He will not what?
The Lord will not spare him.
Okay.
But then the anger of the Lord and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this book shall lie upon him, and the Lord shall blot out his name from under heaven.
So you're done. You're done.
Verse 21. And the Lord shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law.
Okay. That's it from there.
So you should listen to the Most High. Are you going to endure these curses? He done gave you these laws to save your life.
Exactly.
Hearken to these words and live long, Israel. Listen.
And you should be glad when the man of the Most High brings out the words of the Most High. Because there's very few of us out there teaching these laws, statutes, and commandments. Next we're going to go to the Apocrypha. Sirach chapter 5 verse 7.
The book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. The book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Also, don't make no delay to come to the Most High once you learn this truth. Because you can't take tomorrow for granted.
That's right, because it's definitely not promised you could be called up.
Yeah, because your time to make repentance is now while you're living. Because once you're dead, you don't have another opportunity to make repentance.
That's right.
So make no tarrying unto the Lord.
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
That's right.
So don't think because the Most High hasn't punished you yet that the wrath won't come to you, because it most certainly will. From there, we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 15 and 19. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 15 through 19. See, I have set before thee this day life and good and death and evil, and that I commanded thee this day to love the Lord thy God.
Love the Lord thy God.
To walk in his ways.
Walk in his ways.
And to keep his commandments. And his statutes. And his judgments. That thou mayest live and multiply.
Thou mayest live and multiply. That's why we keep the commandments of the Most High.
And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
That's right.
But if thine heart turn away so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them. Verse 18, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish.
You shall what?
Ye shall surely perish.
Okay.
And that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. Verse 19, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before your life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
That's right. So what are you going to choose today? Instead, is for life or death?
That's right, for you and your seeds.
The Bible is serious, not something to be played with like these churches.
That's right.
Yahawah says that man should not live by bread alone, but by every word.
That's right. That's right.
So it's important to try to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, along with having faith in Yahawah HaMashiach.
So you better listen, because right now, this is the Most High's speaking to you through the words. It's speaking through you, through the prophets that come to bring you the words. Again, we here. We not holding our peace day and night, and we give you thus saith the Lord. So it's up to you to hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God and wake up and repent. I want to bring out the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 2, and I'm going to read through 7. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts, a people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice in the gardens and burn incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves, and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things is in their vessels, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day.
So they're blessing themselves against even though I'm eating pig meat after church or clam chowder, I'm holier than that, so they're blessing themselves.
Verse 6, behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silence, but will recompense into their bosom.
I'll repay you.
Verse 7, your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith the Lord, which have burned incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work into their bosom.
That's right.
So if you not living the holy way, and you teaching your children not to live these law, statutes, commandments, not only will their iniquities be measured to them, but your iniquities shall be measured to them as well.
And also, I forgot to bring this up, but you know how King Jehoiakim had a burial of an ass. If you don't heed to these law, statutes, commandments, you're going to have a burial of an ass also. Bring out Isaiah 66:15 and verse 24. Isaiah 66 starting verse 15. For behold, Yahawah will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword, for the Lord's force, for by fire and by his sword will Yahawah plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahawah shall be many.
That's right.
All right, here's the burial of the ass, verse 24. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me, because they transgressed the sin, transgressed the law.
That's right.
So these are sinners they're talking about. So they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched. They shall be abhorrent as all flesh. So you'll have a burial of an ass, just like King Jehoiakim, if you don't repent and come back to these law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right. So Israel, it's time to wake up, because we're showing right now the Most High's words, Yahawah, his words will not return at all. He's giving you plenty of examples in this Bible. He gave you examples of Saul last week, and we gave you an example with Jehoiakim this week. It's time to wake up, y'all. Rise out of your sleep. Stand up for the Most High and teach your children the right ways. The holidays is coming up. Halloween is coming up. Abstain from them. It's that simple. The Most High hates these feast days. He really does. And it's time for you to wake up and train up your children in the way they should go, and adhere to the words of the Lord.
Be strong, Israel. Stand up for the Most High during these holidays.
That's right. Because you're being tried right now. You understand? Please wake up. I want to give a shout out to Brother Uriel. Yo, we hope you get better. We really, really do. We praying for you. Our prayers are with you. Ham Yah, Knights of Judah. Brother Mark Daniels, Shalom. Once again. And with that.
And shout out to Truth also.
Oh yeah, shout out to Truth.
Good looking
out, Truth. Yeah. And we should be going back on there very, very soon. You know, he said he would love to have us back, so we're gonna bring out some things on there. So stay tuned. And if you got any questions, you want to fellowship with us, you know, if you want to link up with us, if you're in the area, you see us around, hit me up on Facebook. We're active teaching. If we don't know, like I said, we can find out together. And if you want to learn even different subjects, we got the YouTube channel, Mika IL7, Rise the Chosen Truth Beyond the Surface Temple on Facebook. Both have individual pages. And I want to say shout out to Jamal Smith. What's up, bro, man? I hope you're feeling better, man.
Shalom.
We've been praying for you, man. We hope you're doing good, man. Shalom to you. Shabbat Shalom, Asher Shabbat. You know what I mean? And I want to say shout out to Deacon Hakai for edifying the people and just putting in that work with them debates this week, man.
All praise.
That's just awesome, man. Just debating your calls and showing the brothers, you know, precept upon precept, line upon line. You know, we love you for that, man. We really, really do, man. Taking the time to edify the people and defending the gospel. We really, really do appreciate that, brother. And with that, I'm going to say shalom. Kwum Yasharala! Kwum Yasharala! Kwum Yasharala!